What's up, guys? Welcome back to RC Overload Tuesdays, where I answer your questions here on the show. Before we get started, I just want to say that I am exhausted this morning. Joe and I went up to a place to do some scale crawling yesterday, and we spent like almost 5 hours doing it. I have like over 26 gigs worth of footage that I'm trying to condense down into somewhere between a 15 and 20 minute video, which is I'm already finding to be a little bit difficult because there's so many awesome shots and I want to get them all in there, but you know, it's a video blog of the day, so I'm trying to do the best I can, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. I had an absolute blast, so hopefully you guys will enjoy the video as well. Again, that will be coming out this Friday. So, anyways, let's get into answering some of your questions today and see what I can help you guys out with. First question. I want to get into RC helicopters. I've seen some of your videos on the Blade 230S and the Blade 450. For starting out, which one would you recommend? Between the two, I would definitely steer more towards the 230S, and that's only because the 230S is a lot newer than the 450 as far as blade goes. So the 230S actually has a safe feature, so it helps self-level out the helicopter instead of you trying to self-level it out, in which it makes it a lot easier to learn the controls. You're not constantly trying to fight with it to, you know, get it back centered or keep it from drifting too far or something like that. So it definitely does help out, especially, you know, somebody that doesn't have much experience. However, if you have not done any helicopter flying or you've done very little, I wouldn't even jump into either one of those just yet. The 230S is a great, you know, I wouldn't even say intermediate level helicopter. Somebody that's got a little bit of experience flying helicopters. I would say for starting out, in which I have one, and I have used it, and so I kind of have an idea. Definitely look at getting the Blade 120S. It's an entry-level helicopter. It's gonna teach you the controls. It's gonna get you going in it, understand the flight characteristics of helicopters, because they can be a little bit difficult to fly. The 120S is very forgiving. It doesn't have a lot of power to it, but you can move the controls a lot more, and they're not as sensitive on the helicopters, so it's a little more forgiving if you make a mistake. But I would say, if you can, go with the 120S. Learn that until it bores the heck out of you, and then jump up to the 230S or anything else in between. Like I said, the 230S is an amazing helicopter, and it is still good for learning, and it will advance you into more like 3D maneuvers and stuff. But if you haven't started out doing helicopters, start with something a little bit smaller and less powerful. Trust me, it's going to save your wallet, and it's going to save you from aggravation. Next question. What do you think of the Tekno MT410 kit? I've seen videos on it. I don't have one, obviously, because this is all I have. But as far as that kit goes, it looks like an amazing, amazing kit. I've seen quite a few videos on it. It seems to handle very well. It's built very, very nicely. It seems rugged, extremely rugged. The one person that you should ask, or at least check out, is Rich from the RC Network. He did an entire unboxing, kit build, and then he did like a running video with a review, overview type thing, and he goes over the entire truck, tells you what are its good points and what are some of its bad points. Pretty much the whole video was nothing but good things about the truck, so honestly, I think that truck is really good, especially for bashing. So definitely check that out. I'll post Rich's channel link down below and that playlist link down below so you can check it out as well. But definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to hit him up. I know he's going to be able to give you a little more information on that than I could. Hey, what's up, Overload? What's up, Oron88? I started a Revo build from a roller that I got from a friend. Where is a good place to get the parts I need for a good price? What would you recommend? First thing I would say is, if you have a local hobby store, hit them up. Traxxas can pretty much be found in almost every single hobby store around the country here. So definitely do that. You know, we need more people to support our hobby stores. I mean, heck, I got let go from my hobby store a few weeks ago because we just financially weren't making the money this year. And that's because everybody's buying online. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy online, but just if you can, go to your local hobby store. Do that, buy the parts from them, keep them going. If they can't get you parts, or you don't have a local hobby store, or you're looking for some aftermarket thing that they just don't carry, there are a few places I go. Now, where the Revo is a little bit older, I tend to just have a habit with my older trucks to go on eBay or Amazon and buy parts from there. Just because I can usually find something that's a little different or pretty cheap. You know, usually if I find something like, oh, that's cool, I want to get it, but I just don't want to pay that price, I'll wait like another week or two, and usually somebody's selling it for less on eBay. So that's usually what I do with my older trucks. However, I used to go all the time to like Tower Hobbies. They carry a lot of great stuff on there. Now, as a disclaimer, I recently heard that Traxxas has pulled from a whole bunch of online stores, and they're just basically sue happy. I don't know the full details about it, so I'm not making any statements here or anything like that. I know Tower Hobbies no longer carries Traxxas vehicles. I don't know if they carry the parts anymore. I didn't really look into that or hear much about that, but if they're not carrying the trucks, there's a good chance they're not carrying the parts for it. Possibly. Maybe the aftermarket stuff, but I don't know yet. I gotta still look more into it. I just kind of saw a glimpse of it on Facebook. Just did a quick read through and that was it. But if you can't find anything on Tower Hobbies, RPP Hobby I think has some stuff for the Revo. Not much, but has some stuff. Again, where the Revo's older, I usually just tend to go on eBay. It's the easiest thing. If you had to pick between RC boats, helis, or planes, what would it be? If you had asked me that question last year, I probably would have said helicopters. This year, it's planes. Honestly, I have always had a thing for aircraft in general. Full-size, RC, models, anything like that. Aircraft has always been something that's interested me. I just absolutely love it. I remember flying a plane back when I was 15, a little Cessna. I went up for like a Stop it! We were going on a roll here for a couple of months. Or at least a few weeks without digging from the cell phone. Stop it! Where we were flying, and I actually got to fly the plane, you know, take off, fly it around, and land it, and it was an absolute blast. And kind of ever since then, I've just had this really big interest to fly, and someday I'd love to get my pilot's license. But the reason why I'm talking about this is just because that's where my interest mostly lies, is with RC planes, really. I know I only have the Apprentice Mini right now, but I do have plans to get other planes to mess around with and stuff like that. I really want to get into it more. I just not sure how to show it half the time on the show, because it is hard to you know, film a plane with just myself while trying to fly it, whereas a car I can control everything with one hand and camera in the other. A plane I need both hands, so it's kind of hard to film. I definitely have to say it's a toss-up between planes and helicopters, really. More towards the planes, if anything. Last question. What is your best advice for someone starting out with a YouTube channel? Don't do it. No. Oh, God. I'm going to try to keep it short and simple because YouTube, I have so many things I could tell you about running a YouTube channel, and though I'm not anything massive, I'm not a massive channel, I have spent the last 4 years doing nothing but studying YouTube, filmmaking, online social media and stuff like that, along with the RCs. I probably actually spend more time researching that, filming and YouTube and all that, than I actually do the RCs, surprisingly. I know that's bad, but stop! You are now on silent. Be gone with you! If my wife actually heard me say that to her, that'd probably be the end of me. The best advice I can give somebody for starting out on YouTube. Let's put it this way. You are starting out. Focus on your content. Focus on what it is that you want to provide your viewers. Focus on creating good content, something that you want to watch again. If you're not willing to watch it more than 5 times, it's not worth doing. Okay? And I'm not talking about when you're editing and you're watching it 5 million times. I mean, upload it, give it a day or two, and then watch it. Does it interest you? Does it make you want to do it again? Does it make you want to watch it again? Does it make you want to share it with people? I mean, alright, maybe 5 times is a little much. But if you can, you get that exciting feeling when you upload a video, like, this was great, this was awesome, that was a lot of fun, then you create great content, in my opinion. Everybody has a different opinion as far as what they consider great content. But that would be the #1 thing I would solely focus on. Don't worry about subscribers. Don't worry about making sure your tags are perfect, or the titles are perfect, or your thumbnails are perfect. Start out creating great content. Stuff that's going to engage the audience. Like what I do with Tuesdays here. It's a very simple video for me to make. I literally just set the camera up, set a light up, and just talk to you guys, answer some questions that are on my phone, and then it takes me like 2 hours to edit it. It's a very simple thing, but a lot of you guys love it because I'm engaging with you, I'm talking with you. And that's a huge part of YouTube nowadays, is if you're not engaging with your viewers, it's not interesting to them. So keep that in mind as well. If you're doing an RC thing, try to incorporate you, yourself, your life a little bit. That's kind of where YouTube's heading, is in the direction of you and yourself. That's why it's called YouTube. It's your channel. It's about you. And I've started to realize that more and more, especially with the changes in YouTube's algorithm and the way people are watching videos. Before I started doing the video blogs, or kind of changing the way I did my videos a little bit recently, my average audience retention time, average on all my videos, was about 3 minutes. Now I'm averaging almost 4 minutes since I made that change. Some videos are significantly longer. Longer videos are definitely going to be better. 2-3 minute videos, not so much. I don't really make a whole lot of cinematic videos anymore because they're not viewed as much. I'll probably get 500 views on that, versus if I made a video blog 10-15 minutes, I'd have 2,000 in the same amount of time. So it's definitely more engaging to have longer videos. So remember that when you're thinking about starting up a YouTube channel. Not every video needs to be 10 minutes though, or longer. Change it up. That's what I like to do. Well, it is okay to make shorter videos every now and then. It keeps things different. Other than creating engaging content, work on creating a schedule. I am horrible at schedules. I know. I deal with bad weather. I have my son's home from school. It's summertime. So it is kind of hard for me to make content sometimes, because I got to take care of him and everything like that. But, work on a schedule. Find out what days are best for you. When can you consistently upload? Is it once a week? Is it twice a week? Is it once a month? Whatever it is, try to stick to that. That way your viewers will know when you're going to be uploading your next video, so they can watch it at that time. You'll actually notice more engagement on that versus just uploading at random times. Though it is sometimes easier to upload at random times, and it is kind of difficult to have a schedule, a deadline to get a video uploaded. It's just something you're going to have to work on. Now, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying you should be perfect either, but these are just some things to keep in mind. There's a lot to it. There really is. Maybe, like I said, I got to start this other channel up. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea. Alright. Before I make that into its own video. I gotta find more time for myself to make these videos. Alright guys, well thanks so much for watching on today's episode of RC Overload Tuesdays. Don't forget to ask your questions down below. I do randomly go through all of the comments, find questions, and just randomly pick them. Some of them, if I don't know the answer to, I may not pick it right away, but they might come up here in a few weeks or so. But just always ask your question. You never know, it may get picked. So, that's it for now, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Stick around. Friday's episode is going to be epic. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you guys on the next RC Overload. Later! You gonna ding? You gonna ding again? No, because I put you on silent.
Bye.